This podcast is sponsored by the Gatorade Refreshing Sports Drink. Hello, everyone. This is the Vocalized podcast. This episode, we are here joined by the former president and current Republican nominee, Donald Trump.
Shine, thanks for having me on. I am excited to talk about this issue. Many fake news media call me names like racist, Nazi, dictator. It's disgusting and disgraceful. This podcast will let me get the truth out there and clear my name. This podcast is unbiased, and we will discuss the issue of racism.
As you know, racism has been an enduring issue for thousands of years. Even today, racism is being experienced by minorities. How do you feel about racism?
Yeah, racism has been around for thousands of years. You know, I was the least racist person in the White House. People say I was racist to China and Mexico. Complete fake news. I have Chinese and Mexican friends that tell me I was the least racist person they ever met.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Anyways, as you know, Donald, many Asians were treated violently and were attacked. Do you encourage this racism by constantly referring to the virus as the Chinese virus?
I'm not responsible for the deaths of many Asian people during the pandemic. Look around you. Racism is everywhere. In schools, in towns. I can't be held responsible for American citizens' actions. I'm not their babysitter. They shouldn't be attacking innocent Asians. Some of them weren't even from China.
You know, during the pandemic, I watched countless videos, articles about Asians being treated wrongly, being attacked, harassed on the street. Even when they weren't even Chinese, they were attacked and harassed on the street because of what you were saying about the Asians and constantly referring to the virus as the Chinese virus, making the Chinese seem very evil. The same year, in 2020, the year of the pandemic, was also the year where George Floyd's death caused protests and violent riots. I was okay with peaceful protesting, but riots which killed many people is unacceptable. How did you feel about the BLM protests?
I was okay with the whole Black History Month parades and stuff like that. But you and me both saw the violent riots in the middle of my beloved New York City. It was awful, and it really gave us a bad look worldwide. People died, many were shot and injured. It was brutal.
It seems that we kind of agree on that topic. Anyways, many immigrants are being deported. This mass deportation has caused hateful protests to Hispanic, African, and other races. Though I agree that illegal immigrants should not be allowed entry, treating them less than human by calling them illegal aliens is very discriminatory.
These politicians ignore the fact that millions of illegal immigrants are pouring through our border with diseases and who knows what. I am okay with anyone coming to the country as long as they have the legal documents. You can call me a racist, but hey, that's how it needs to be.
I disagree.
Wrong.
Donald, let me finish my sentence. There was plenty of racism in this country, specifically towards Mexicans. You wanted to build a wall to separate us from Mexicans illegally coming in. How do you feel about people calling you a racist?
I am not kicking these people out for the color of their skin or the way they look and talk. I am kicking them out to prevent them from smuggling illegal drugs, weapons, and other dangerous things. Racism did not exist during my presidency, but it sure was there before and after it.
Many schools and towns and even states have deeply rooted racism according to some sources. I believe that racism is what is the foundation of this country, and slavery played a big part in where America is today. How do you feel about the history of racism in America?
Racism has been around for centuries. Even today, I see people calling each other slurs. Did you know countries like Africa and India were incredibly wealthy before Europeans colonized them and robbed them of their riches? I'm not proud of what our country did to get where we are.
These days on the news headlines, all I see are news outlets calling you a liar, a traitor, even a Nazi. How do you feel about the propaganda for you being racist?
World War II was the pinnacle of racism. These fake news media will tell you that Trump hates Jews. They think I'm the worst racist, even though not too long ago, Hitler started the Holocaust. I promised to secure the border and keep illegal aliens, immigrants out of this country. What are your thoughts on racism, Shine?
I'm an Indian immigrant, and in my previous school, there was I was a minority because there were almost no Indians that attended my school. So basically, we would have all these celebrations for Hispanics and blacks, but no uh, acknowledgement for Indian holidays. And even the people would just call me Indian, make some stereotypes, and yeah. Racism is the root of many problems, and I hope that in the future, in the coming generations, it is no more, or at least it dies down. Well, we're gonna have to end it there. Thank you for Gatorade for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you for having
and
me
thank
on,
you, the
Shine.
audience, for
and remember,
listening.
make America great again.